Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Anne and I offer general readings, but I focus more in the love aspect of soulmate, divine partners, twin flames, spiritual connections, people who are romantically connected to us in a spiritual sense, and I try to go around almost every type of romantic soulmate partnership that you may be experiencing or may want to experience. So this is generally a love reading, and it's not pertaining to one specific person. Always remember that I offer these readings more of a general guide to help you to use it to your highest good. Now, a lot of these readings may resonate with you, and sometimes they may not resonate with you. So just take with you what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Or you can also revisit this this reading video at another time. Usually, sometimes we're not ready to hear it, maybe because of our ego or something is preoccupying our time. And I like to revisit videos for the second time to get the actual effect. And I know a lot of my clients and subscribers and people that I know do the same thing. So I advise you that that would be the best route to go when you're first hearing a reading and if it doesn't resonate with you. Also, taking notes, that helps a lot too, because sometimes you may write it down and later on you may say, okay, I know what Anne was talking about. I know what she's pertaining to. So anyways, we're starting now in the month of May, and like myself, and I know a lot of others, we're starting to feel the warmer weather come in, and it feels wonderful. Embracing springtime. How wonderful it is. I mean, we've had a long winter, and you know what? I'm not going to think negative about it. It just gave us more time to prepare, more time to work on ourselves and with whatever we had to do, because summertime is a time when we get like preoccupied with so much stuff going on, and sometimes we forget to do the things that we need to do for ourselves. So I look at it as more of a, okay, it's a reflection time of loving ourselves, being with others, but also cherishing things that are really close to us. And that is the people who are dear to us, the things that we need to do, whatever that may be. Everybody is different, and I hope you're enjoying the springtime like I'm in Ohio, but a lot of you are starting now to feel the effects. And this is a time to really start like embracing love. This is why I say springtime is always a time for like a refresh, rebirth, rejuvenate your soul center. Okay, the cards that I'm using today are one of my favorites, the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. They're very beautiful. I just got these cards not too long ago, and I have to say I love working with them. So I've shuffled the cards and I've asked the angels and the spirit guides to give us a message on what we need to do in order to take with us to use for a higher purpose, for our higher selves in every situation, everything that we can do to make our lives better. Okay, so the first card that I pulled, choosing your path. Okay, and that is so true. We are right now going through something in our lives where we're trying to make a decision. I mean, this is a time when, you know, when spring happens, we look at, well, what do I want to do for my life? Writing down your itinerary, writing things down to try to get your life in order for the summer. Or you may have already done that. But choosing your path is very important when it comes to love, because as it says on the card, all is possible. And as you can see, this man, he represents the divine masculine, and the divine masculine is awakening. And we've been talking about this in the previous readings. The divine masculine is the energy within us, and the divine masculine is starting to realize that it's time to open that door. It's time to start moving forward. It's been at a standstill for so long, and the divine masculine has been in a place where he hasn't been himself. He hasn't really found the love that he wants, the true love that he wants, because he's constantly searching. He can't find what is in his path at the moment. And what he is doing, he is running from something that's been calling out to him. Now, maybe you're going through a relationship where, and I apologize, like I said before, I live across the street from a hospital. I apologize for the little siren you hear. But anyways, his energy right now is starting to feel like he can do this, because he is awakening, and he is starting to like feel something different emerge. Just like springtime, you know, when you see those little blossoms start to come up and they haven't opened yet. They haven't bloomed. You know that there is something beautiful beyond that. You know that maybe there is a little bit of a sprout, maybe there is the tulips coming up, maybe there is something that is starting to emerge from the ground up. And you know it's a new beginning. It's a change. Something very beautiful is about to happen. That is the divine masculine now choosing his path. You could be going through a relationship where that relationship isn't seeming like it's going anywhere because that person just keeps dragging their feet. Where they're dragging their feet, they're not looking at what is in front of them. They're not opening that door for love in their life because they're afraid. And this is very common with the runner and the chaser. In every group, there is a runner and a chaser. And so a lot of people think it's just in a twin flame connection that they experience the runner-chaser stages. But I've seen so many go through it in other soul connection groups that it's very common when there is a fear-based energy. Fear is inside of all of us. So you have to remember, we all carry it and we all have to know how to release it so we can move forward. So that's where you have to decide, is this something that I'm really looking at for my long-term future, or am I just being codependent on this person because I think that that's all there is out there? So choosing your path, if this relationship is not doing anything for you and you're feeling like you're at a standstill, maybe there is something better out there for you. Maybe you think that this person is somebody that you're supposed to be with, and maybe the love will start growing, or maybe the love will start opening, but maybe you're not allowing the love to grow, just like that springtime energy is coming through. Maybe it's time to open that part of yourself to love, or maybe that relationship that you are involved in is not blossoming because they're not ready and they're running, or they're not seeing things because their energy is preoccupied. That you have to be patient. You have to understand that they have to choose their own path. They have to choose which way to turn in order for them to find their way back home. Okay, so this can go both ways. Like I said before, whatever resonates with you, take it with you, because it's choosing your path. You need to start doing this. You need to start making decisions. You need to start finding what works for you. And when you feel that you found it, you will feel comfortable with it. You won't be doubting yourself. You won't be going back and forth saying, did I make the right decision or didn't I? You will know without a shadow of a doubt, this person is coming back and I'm just going to sit tight and not give up. Basically, this is the mindset you have to have when you know that you've made the right decision. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Overcoming obstacles. Okay, and let's clear that up. And as you can see, there is a sword inside a stone. And as you can see, it's an obstacle to get that sword out of the stone. It looks like Excalibur in Arthur, King Arthur, but it doesn't say anything about King Arthur. So anyways, it's an obstacle, overcoming these obstacles. And like it says on the bottom, you can overcome anything. Okay, anything. Yes, you can overcome anything. But the only way to really overcome anything is believing in yourself, because we talk about this a lot. We have talked about not letting doubt, insecurity, feelings of like something is not right, something is not happening in your life, and weakness is actually what pulls you into those obstacles. Sometimes we have to go through a life lesson. That life lesson is something that we have to pass, and if we don't pass it, we are going to go around in circles with it. We go through certain obstacles with a certain type of relationship. Twin flames go through a lot of purging, releasing, and the obstacles that they are faced with are basically to help them to get stronger, because if they're not getting stronger, they're actually getting weaker. And that goes with a lot of other soul connections as well. If you're not allowing yourself to grow and experience why you went through those obstacles, why did that obstacle happen? Sometimes there's a certain type of negative energy that's involved, or something that has happened in your relationship. We talked about this before. If there's a third party involved and you don't know what to do, it's an obstacle in your life that something is happening with that person and you don't know if they're letting you go, if they're coming back, or if it's just a mistake of some kind. That you are patient, overcoming this obstacle, overcoming whatever it may be, whatever is coming to you. Like, I'm feeling a message, so sometimes I say things that really hit home to some people because it's a message coming out directly to you. And overcoming the obstacles is something that is very important in every relationship. Sometimes the relationship doesn't seem like it's a positive one. Maybe it seems kind of toxic. Not that that person is toxic, but maybe that person is just going through a lot. Maybe that person isn't giving you everything that they feel. Maybe he's not really expressing what he truly feels for you, and he's blocking himself. And when something like that happens, or she, you kind of like go to the place where you're saying, okay, now am I in the right direction with this person? Did I choose the right path? Am I really in a relationship with love, or am I just fooling myself? This is something you have to think about. This is something that you really need to examine. Many times you have to just look at the pros and cons with the relationship, so to speak. If this person really does love me, I will know it in my heart. And you will feel it. It'll be like an igniting feeling of positivity. Or if you know that this person is just not going anywhere and it just feels like it's like a dormant energy and it's just weighing you down, then maybe it's time to re-examine it. But whatever obstacle that you're going through, if it's in a relationship that you're involved with right now, and maybe there's a third party involved, or maybe there is something that is creating negativity inside your relationship, maybe there is a certain person that is near your divine partner that is creating obstacles, okay? You want to just address it to this person, you want to address it to your soul partner, and you want to let them know that you love them with all your heart, but there is something there that has to be corrected. If you don't do this, you're going to always feel this way, and this is why it's best not to allow it to dominate you. So I don't know your situation, and I know I'm going around a lot of different areas, so like I said before, whatever resonates with you, you need to take it with you and absorb it, okay? But you can do this. You can overcome this obstacle. Or if there's someone that you're waiting for, somebody that you're looking for, somebody that hasn't come into your life just yet, or you're just waiting on this person, there's obstacles that are happening in front of you. These obstacles are there to get you stronger. Maybe it's a trust issue. Maybe it's a leap of faith. Maybe it's something that you have to have the faith in your heart that this person is going to come back. And maybe that you're feeling that this person doesn't love you anymore. So sometimes you have to just overcome these obstacles to understand what is being told to you. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Begin now. Oh, this is a beautiful card. I love this path. I love paths. And I love it when it's going into nature. As you can see, the card says, take your first step. And that is true. I mean, for now, we're going into spring, and it blends in perfect with spring. Taking your first step, letting go of what is causing you to feel like you can't take that first step is an obstacle. And that obstacle seems to prevent you from moving forward. This is the divine feminine. The divine feminine needs to start their life in a sense where they're feeling loved. They need to start embracing love. I know we talk about this a lot, about feeling love, having love, and loving yourself. And like we talked about before, we all say, yes, I love myself, but sometimes we don't exactly cherish ourselves. We don't like ourselves. We may love ourselves, but we don't really like embrace what we like about ourselves. And that's why we have to start. We have to begin now. If we don't begin to take that first step, maybe it's someone that you're looking at, someone that you know, someone that you feel a very strong connection with. And maybe you want to take that step and maybe ask that person out. Maybe she's like somebody that you can feel a connection with, that she's calling out to you, but you don't know. So you have to approach her. You have to come towards her and maybe entice her. Maybe that she's afraid of you. I mean, not afraid of you, but afraid to approach you. And the same goes for a man. Both sides may want to get close. Both sides may be saying, I want to get to know this person, but how do I get to know this person when this person is always away from me? Maybe because that person doesn't really know where they're going. So it's time now to begin now. Take your first step. Maybe you have to have that talk with your divine soulmate. Maybe that person is not hearing you and you've been talking to them, but you're not really talking. Maybe you're yelling, or maybe you're saying things in a negative way, that you're not really expressing what you're truly feeling, and that's a good time to just have a discussion. And you have to be calm about it. That's the one thing you do have to have. In order for you to communicate, I always say, take a deep breath, sleep on it. Don't let the negatives that you're feeling, the emotions, get the best of you, because we are human, and sometimes we don't realize it, but we start shouting or we start yelling and we're raising our voice. And when we do that, we end up finding ourselves not getting to the point, and that person doesn't hear it, and actually made it the conversation, the talk worst. Okay, so let's go to the last card. Grounding. And that's a good card for everyone. Everyone inside any type of relationship. Grounding, as you can see, this woman, she is, looks like she's reading a book, and she's just looking upon the lake and just grounding herself. You know why? Because we all need a sense of grounding. We all need to go back to the basics. As the card says, go deep, explore your roots. And that is so true, because if we don't explore our roots and if we don't ground ourselves, how do we even choose the right path? How do we overcome any obstacles that may be in front of us? How do we begin? How do we start over? It's all coming from within. If we don't ground ourselves and take a step back and look and listen and see what's around you, we're never going to find our true center, our happiness, our overall peace that we feel in our heart. And when it comes to a relationship, maybe you're saying, well, this person just doesn't get me, and this person, I've been with him for 10, 5, 3 years. I mean, it's been X amount of years or months. And why doesn't he or she get me? I mean, I've been expressing what I feel, but they don't express it back to me. They're giving to a certain degree, but they're not giving enough, and I don't feel like I'm complete. This is a time when you have to really ground yourself. This is a time when you have to stop looking too deep and wondering what they are feeling, because you know what? If you don't ground yourself, you're never going to see the love that you have coming from them, because remember, we are all individual and we all express love differently. We all give love differently. When we're not getting the love that we think that we're supposed to be getting, we end up getting kind of resentful, and when we get resentful, we kind of like pull back and we put like a guard around our heart, and then they see that, and then before you know it, there's a big shield between you both, and guess what? You both love each other to death. I mean, you guys adore each other. And how does this relationship even work? How does this relationship even grow when the both of you are not really seeing each other for who you are? This is a time to start loving yourself and loving them and giving to them everything that you feel, everything that you want. Ground yourself, love yourself, because automatically you're going to feel the love that they're trying to give you, that they're sending you. Maybe it's time to have a little alone time. Maybe it's time to go somewhere different, explore new sites, like we talked about last week, about vacation, about going away, about doing things. It's all about finding a new area of love to explore. And I like to do that all throughout the year. I don't just do it in the summer. I go someplace different with my husband and we experience it for the very first time, because it is very beautiful wherever we go. We find the beauty into everything. I mean, it doesn't have to be someplace exotic, but it can be someplace that's right by your home. You have to really examine where you're at and ground yourself. Give the love to yourself. That is where the love is actually craving. So it isn't really that person that's giving you the love that you want. It's actually you that's not giving the love that you need. Because when you start really grounding yourself, you can see the love. Trust me, I've helped a lot of people with this. Once they start grounding themselves, once they start seeing things a little bit differently, it's more of like looking through the spirit eye, looking at a whole new level, looking more into a deeper, higher vibration inside themselves, raising that vibration, then they can actually embrace and emerge what is truly in their heart. Otherwise, you're always going to feel like nobody loves you enough. Maybe this person is not showing you enough, and maybe they're not. and maybe they are. But whatever is happening, two wrongs don't make a right. And you should not participate if that person is being distant with you. You shouldn't throw any type of negative words to try to nudge them, try to get them to talk to you, try to have them like notice you. Like, I know a lot of people who try to get a person jealous on social media just to see, do they really love me? I mean, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do these things, and I'm not saying that it's so wrong, but you want to see something, and maybe it's you that's craving it, not exactly you want the love from them. Okay, it's all about grounding and having the love in your heart for yourself, and then embracing the love that they give you, because automatically they're going to see some kind of light in you. Remember, we all crave the exact same thing. We are all equal. Love yourself, okay? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and I hope it resonated with you. Like I said, I try to go to almost every area with love relationships, and I know I cover different couples, different types of relationships, but I hope that it resonated with you in some type of way. As you can see, the cards, they may talk to you, they may speak to you. That's how I read my cards. I read what the pictures are saying, but also what the energy is giving to me, because I do resonate with a lot of these cards as well. So the best thing to do is that you want to let this reading absorb with you. If it resonates with you, great. Write down, take notes. I always encourage this. Also, if it doesn't, just maybe revisit this video like I've mentioned before. And if you're interested in getting your own personalized reading, I do offer phone chat and email readings, and the links are down below on my websites and my blogs, and you're also welcome to check out my my other blog articles that I do have that are about soulmates, twin flames, and divine partners. Also, check out my YouTube channel and Facebook page for other videos. I do have Q&A that explain more about divine partners, soulmates, twin flames. Everybody is different. Everybody shares different types of soul connections, and we are all meant to have a specific type. Not everybody has the same. Always remember that. And if you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I really hope you can. I do release a video every weekend, usually on a Saturday. And if you are subscribed, I want to just thank you all for all the support, all the love that you give me, because it really does mean a lot to me. And I love reading your comments and answering your questions, and whatever it may be that you have on your mind. You know, if you want me to make a certain type of video, just post it down in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, so until next time, peace, love, and joy to you all. God bless. Namaste.